In this video series, you're going to learn how to set up a content management system using Joomla 1.5. Now, the first thing we're going to go over is installing Joomla on our server. All we have to do is go to the download Joomla link at joomla.org. And then here you can download different versions. Now, depending if you're upgrading or downloading a new package for a new install, you'll pick which one you want here. Now we'll just download the zip file. Save. That'll take a minute to download. Okay, so now it's all downloaded in a single zip file. Now the easiest way to install this is to upload the zip file to your server and unzip it on the server. It's a little bit faster. But you can also unzip it on your own computer and then upload it afterwards. But I'm going to upload it and then unzip it on my server. So what we need to do is go to our server cPanel or to a FTP client. Since it's a relatively big file, I am going to use an FTP client, and the one I like to use is called FileZilla. So I'll open up FileZilla. Now here's what FileZilla looks like, and on our left hand side we have what's on our computer. On the right hand side we have what's on our server. So what we want to do is create a directory over here where we want it to reside, or if we want it in the root directory, we could just upload it straight into the root, which is under public HTML on this server. But I'm going to create a separate directory, and I'm just going to call it Joomla test. So to do that, all I got to do is right click in here, create directory, and then I'll call it Joomla -test. Okay, and then what we can do is we can just go inside that directory here, and then we're all ready to upload. Okay, so now we're in Joomla test. Now all we have to do is click on this and then right click and then click upload, and it will upload this file. It'll take a couple minutes to upload. Then we'll go into our cPanel and unzip it, and it'll be all ready to go. Okay, as you can see, the upload is finished here and it's up on our server. So now what we'll do is we'll go to our control panel to unzip it. Now, if you don't have cPanel access, you would have had to actually unzip it on your own computer and then upload the unzipped folders, and it would have taken a lot longer, but that is an option to do it that way. So what we'll do is we'll go to our cPanel and then to our file manager and find it on our server here inside public HTML and then Joomla test. Here it is here, so we just click on the file name, then we click extract file contents. And you'll see that it has inflated all the contents for us. So we can close this now. And we just click on this again, and we'll delete that file. And then all of the items appear that we have in here. Okay, so now we have got Joomla ready to go. The only other thing we need to do is we need to go and set up our database. So you'll need to go back to your cPanel again. Then you'll need to go to databases and set up a database. So we'll go to MySQL databases. And as you can see, I have a number of databases in here, but what we'll do is we'll create a new database and just call it Joomla. Now we'll click create database. Okay, so that's created. Now we click go back, and here it is here, and you notice that it has appended some characters here, and this is our hosting account name. So it's when you access this database, you got to take this whole string, and we'll go over that in a second. The next thing we need to do is add a username and password, and we do that here. So you want to pick something that's fairly secure, but for demonstration purposes, just to make it easy to see what I'm doing, I'm going to call it Joomla as the username and password as the password. Now never do this because it is not secure, but for demonstration purposes, so that you can tell what I'm doing, this is what we're going to use. So Joomla and password. We create user, and now we have to attach the user to the database. So we'll go back, and then down here we have a drop down list on each side we have a user and a database. So we select our user out of the drop-down list. Again, you'll see that it has appended this character set in front, and then we pick our database over here, like so. And then all we do is make sure all access is checked. Then we just add user to database. And now it's all ready to go. So if we go back here, you'll see now that we have some strings underneath the Joomla here telling us how to access it and so on. And we have our database name and our username. In this case, we picked them to be the same, and we picked our password as password. Okay, now that we've got our database set up, it's time to install Joomla. And it's very easy to do. All we have to do is type in the path to where our Joomla install is. So in our case, it's the domain name /Joomla-test, and that will bring up the install wizard. So I'll type that in now. We click enter, and up comes our installation wizard. Now, the first thing we can do is localize it by clicking a language. So we'll use English United States, but you can pick any language that you want here. Then we'll click next. Now on this screen, it tells you if you have any compatibility issues and if you have any recommended settings that are different. In our case on this server, these are minor because it's telling us the configure.php is not writable, but we can fix it at the end. And down here, display errors on this server is on. Nothing there that'll stop us from going. So what we'll do is we'll click next. This is just talking to us about the GNU license, general use, general public license. So once we've read through that and agree to it, we